When we look at the Ramayana, the names are etched into our global consciousness. Rama, Sita, Hanuman, figures whose stories have shaped the moral framework of billions. And if you look closely at Hindu tradition, you'll find this chart of the Chiranjeevis. It defines exactly 7 immortals, 7 distinct entities like Vyasa and Ashwatthama, who are destined to survive across the ages. But that list hides a massive historical blind spot. Mythology's most overlooked characters often hold the keys to understanding the terrifying scale of ancient history. To understand his age, we have to rewind long before biological life or even gravity existed. We have to go back to deep time, before the universe settled into any recognizable shape. Jambavan bypassed biological birth entirely. Puranas state he was manifested directly into existence by Lord Shiva. He opened his eyes to total chaos. He watched the Devas and Danavas tear into each other in a primordial war, while the oceans and skies physically boiled into existence. Unlike mortal creatures made of flesh and bone, Jambavan absorbed the ambient cosmic energies of that raw violence from his very first breath. That puts his origin outside the standard mechanics of reality. Because he was there before time had a formal beginning, he lacks a traditional birth date. He remains a living relic of the cosmos, forged alongside its very foundation. When the earth stabilized, Jambavan established himself as the emperor of Kishkinda. His physical form defied biology. Texts from the Ramayana quantify his raw muscular strength as matching that of tens of millions of elephants. Even his vocal cords held terrifying kinetic impact. When Jambavan released a full roar, the sheer acoustic pressure was enough to shatter solid stone and bring down entire mountain peaks. In physical form, he was nature's ultimate force, a terrestrial reflection of the cosmic violence that birthed him. Yet for all that brute strength, his defining title in the ancient texts was spiritual, Sakshi, the witness. His early observation log began with macroevolution. He stood on the earth and watched the first green vegetation sprout from rock, eventually tracking the slow rise of primitive animal civilizations. This diagram illustrates the cyclical ages of Hindu cosmology. Look right here at the Treta Yuga segment. While mortals fought and died during the legendary battles of the Ramayana, Jambavan served as the quiet, unbroken observer. As the cosmic clock spins forward into the Dwapara Yuga, that central point never moves. He remained perfectly stationed, silently watching the devastating familial slaughter of the Mahabharata play out. And when that era collapsed, when Lord Krishna finished his earthly time and departed, pulling the world into the darkness of the Kali Yuga, Jambavan was still standing there. You have to consider the sheer psychological weight of that existence. He spent millions of years watching humanity's greatest empires rise, peak, and inevitably crumble into dust. To hold the title of Sakshi is to carry the ultimate tragedy, outliving the very history you helped create. Beneath that mountain-shaking strength lay a far greater asset, a reservoir of knowledge gathered over eons. Having analyzed the specific mistakes and triumphs of every fallen kingdom, Jambavan became a walking library. His strategic counsel was so absolute that his mere words dictated law to generations of kings. But that brings us to the final glaring paradox hidden in the ancient lore. The exact mechanical cause of his endless lifespan remains hotly debated. The texts fracture into 2 leading theories. Some attribute his survival to a direct boon from Lord Shiva, while others point to extreme, grueling penance dedicated to Brahma. Whatever the method, Jambavan proves a crucial rule about deep time. The most powerful figures in history are those who outlast the war entirely. He is the eternal anchor of the cosmos. But to understand how he truly survived the turning of the ages, we have to solve the mystery of his creation. What exactly was the secret boon that made the Bear King immortal? We'll uncover that next time.